The other day I was looking at my Lego minifigure collection, and do you know what I thought? I thought that I needed some more minifigures. So I hopped onto eBay and Bricklink and ordered as many as I possibly could without breaking the bank. So let's open these up and have a look to see what we've got. Okay, we have the parcel here. We're just going to open it up and take a look at what's inside. Opening that up, we're going to see if we can shake it out. We're just going to rip the box open. Yes, so this is what we've got. Let's take a better look. So here we have a bunch of Overwatch figures in this box just here. This cost me around $20 for all of these figures, which I think is an absolutely great deal. What we're going to do is take a closer look at them now. So first up we have Hanzo. He looks absolutely amazing with some great printing on the legs and the torso as well. I just wish that the skin printing here was a little bit stronger because it looks quite washed, but it's honestly not the end of the world. He's got a great face and hairpiece, and it also has a nice dark blue bow. On the back he does have the quiver accessory as well, which looks nice. Same thing again, I just wish that printing was a little bit stronger. Removing the hair, he sadly has no alternate expression, but that's absolutely fine. Next up from the same set we have Genji, and this figure looks incredible. He's got some amazing printing on the feet and the legs and the torso. He comes with some shurikens and 2 different swords as well. This is an all new molded helmet mask piece as well, with an extra tassel attachment here that can be removed if you want to. There is some printing on the back as well, though it is completely covered by the sword holder. There we go, removing that you can see the printing there. Spinning it around as well, you can see there is no face print for this minifigure. Finally coming in the set is this guy. Honestly, I don't know anything about Overwatch. I think he's just a generic security guard. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments down below. But he has a classic suit design and a great screaming face as well. Spinning this around, you can see just some crease lines printed on the back there too. Next up we have Tracer, and this figure has some nice printing as well, using yellow trousers and a kind of dark tan. Ooh, if I can get the camera to focus. There we go, dark tan colouring on the torso as well. She has some great goggle print as well, and a really nice hairpiece as well. The Overwatch line did do some amazing unique custom pieces as well. Spinning it round to the back, this is what the print looks like too. Quite similar to the front, very cool looking indeed. In the same set as Tracer comes the Widowmaker minifigure, and this minifigure looks incredible, having some gunmetal grey legs that blend up with purples and pinks, looking absolutely crazy. You can see the negative space printing for the hips as well. This looks really good. She's got a great face print and again another unique hairpiece. Spinning around, you can see the print on the back with a spider-like design as well. She also does have an alternate face with a nice winking expression. Moving on to Reaper, this is one of the only characters to get 2 minifigures in the Overwatch line. This one being in the cheaper set, the Dorado Showdown, having the legs instead of the ghost tail piece. It uses the old hood here, but has some awesome printing on his face and his torso as well. Spinning it around, he does have a very cool cape design. And moving that out of the way, you can see the printing on the back as well. There is no alternate head printing for this figure, but honestly, he doesn't need it. Next up, we have McCree. Now, he has some great printing. Also, I think his name did change in the game. I honestly have no idea, but that's the name we're going with. So he has some great printing on the legs and the torso as well, and this great face print underneath the cowboy hat. He also has a classic revolver and a cloth piece that covers over his shoulder quite nicely. Just flipping that up, you can see the printing on the back as well, and obviously he has no alternate face as it would show through with the cowboy hat. I think this figure looks really cool and works well in a futuristic or an old-timey setting as well. And finally, from this bundle, we have Soldier 76, who looks absolutely great. Sadly, there's no leg printing, but honestly, it's not the end of the world. He's got a cool zipper jacket design and this awesome looking face piece. He also uses some white hair, which is a color that we don't see very often. He has the 76 on the back, making him look a little bit like a race car driver. And once again, removing the hair for no alternate headpiece. So that's every figure that I got in this bundle here. We're going to have a look at the next one in a second. But I think these are really cool addition to the collection. I think Overwatch as a theme wasn't the best, but it does have some cool minifigures that do go for quite cheap, so it is worth picking them up. These are all genuine as well, I just double checked, and I'm very happy with them. They're in a good quality, they look very good. So yeah, all in all, a good purchase here. Opening up the next parcel, let's take a look at what we've got inside, if it wants to come out. So this one was a Bricklink order. It cost me around $40. Some of the minifigures are new, some of them are used, but let's take a better look at them. Starting off with the Marvel minifigures, we have Cersei, one of the Eternals who came in a couple sets from those waves. Some great printing, very detailed, and I like the green and silver. The accents look really nice. I wish the face print and the skin tone was a bit better, but honestly, it's not the end of the world. Spinning around to the back, she does have some printing there as well, though it is covered by the hairpiece. Removing that, you can see the printing and the alternate face as well. Next up, we have Makari, who's another one of the Eternals, who has super speed, and again the printing looks amazing here. The dark red, the gold, and the grey all just blend so well together. I think the face print really works as well. Spinning it around the hairpiece is quite nice as well. Some great printing on the back there too. And then this great face print on the back for an alternate expression. Moving on to the DC side of things, we're starting off with Captain Cold. This is a very comic accurate appearance. He has some great printing on the torso there as well, with the yellow belt and this incredible face print underneath the Eskimo hood. He does also come with a nice build for the cold gun. That looks pretty good. And spinning it around, he's got a very similar print on the back. It's nothing too special, but it does the job. And he has this grinning alternate expression. This figure is one of the more rarer ones in this lot, because it does only come in the one set, Gorilla Grodd Goes Bananas, which is a great set. Next up we have the Trickster, and I believe this minifigure is exclusive specifically to a Lego DVD, making it quite rare as well. It's got some great printing on the legs that wraps around the side as well, which is really nice. He also has dual molded arms, a great recolor of the hairpiece there, and a very simple albeit effective design on the torso. I do like the mask as well that he uses. Spinning it around, you can see that print continue onto the back there, but sadly there is no alternate expression. I do think this minifigure is a very cool one to have. It is a bit random, but it does look good and it's unique, so this is a must-have for my collection. Finally, as well, we do have a sealed Cosmic Boy polybag, another member of the Legion of Superheroes who will go nicely with my Lightning Lad minifigure. I do think I will keep this one sealed, but if you do want me to open it for a short or anything like that, please let me know in the comments down below. So that was everything in this bundle here. We have got a few more to open, so we'll check those out as well. But for the price, I'm very happy with what I ordered here. I think the Cosmic Boy and the Trickster are really the standouts for these figures. Opening the next box here, we've got a few minifigures in this one here. This was another Bricklink order, full of a bunch of random minifigures, but let's take them all out and have a look at them. So this is every figure that came in that box there. This Bricklink order was around $50. It might have been closer to 60. I honestly don't remember. And as you can see, there's a lot more in here than there have been in the others so far. So let's take a look at them. We'll start with the Star Wars ones. We're starting off with a Tusken Raider here. This is a very common minifigure, though surprisingly I do not own one, which is the whole reason I bought it. It has a great head mold piece, which, I mean, they've used for years. The torso and leg printing are very standard for a Tusken Raider, but look absolutely great as well. The other Star Wars minifigure I have is Rose Tico from the sequel trilogy. She came in just a couple of sets, not as many as the rest of the characters. I think the printing on the legs and the torso look fantastic here. It was a great use for the hairpiece as well. Spinning it round, this is what the back looks like with just some basic printing. You can also see the negative spacing there for the hips as well. Removing the hair, you can also see this angry alternate expression too, which is a nice touch. Moving on to the Ninjago side of things, first off we have Baitar. Now this minifigure does look absolutely insane, using the same head as the other Constricti General. It has the short legs here as well, which is a nice touch to give it character, and the torso print is great underneath all of that overbite. There is some printing on the back as well, but it is completely covered by the head. There we go, removing that head, you can see the printing underneath. It's very minimalistic, but it works, especially considering it's normally covered. I think with the Constricti minifigures, the orange, grey and black colour scheme does look absolutely fantastic as well. Next we are moving on to Snapper, a member of the Fangpire tribe, using a great white and red colour scheme. There's some great printing on the legs as well that goes all the way up to the torso, and I like the snake tooth necklace. The face printing is okay, and it's got a nice attachment piece for the head tail thing. Same thing as the other one, it's got some printing on the back as well that is pretty much covered by the headpiece. Removing that, you can again see some basic black scales printed on. Moving over to the Marvel side, we just have one figure in this bundle, that being Icarus, another one of the Eternals. Continues that great printing on the feet, legs and torso. The blue, dark blue and gold really goes well together. The face print is okay and the hair is nothing special, reusing the Captain America hairpiece. Around the back, that amazing printing continues as well. And he does have a slightly angrier alternate face print. All in all, this minifigure is quite common as well, only costing about $2. Over to the DC side, we do have quite a few minifigures to go through, so we're going to start off with General Zod. This is from the Man of Steel sets. The face print looks great. I love the Zod symbol on the torso as well. Printing down to the legs is a nice touch too. Spinning him around, you can see the great Kryptonian printing continues onto the back as well. He does come with the typical Kryptonian laser eyes as well, which is a nice alternate face, as he is a very angry man. Next, we're moving on to Sinestro. In his first appearance outfit, he comes in the DC minifigure series from a few years ago. He's got some great dual molded legs there as well, some simple but effective printing on the torso, and some great arm printing too, and this really menacing smirk with the yellow eyes. Spinning it around as well, that print continues onto the back of the body. It's the same hairpiece they used for the other Sinestro, and I think it works really well. And underneath, he does have a more normal smirking expression as well. This isn't the only Sinestro minifigure we got in this bundle though. We're also going to be taking a look at the more classic Yellow Lantern one, coming in a Batman set with Green Lantern. Now, he's not got dual molded legs, but he does have some leg printing and the great Yellow Lantern of Fear logo on the torso as well. This feels very uniform, very nice, and I'm a big fan. Going around the back, it's a similar design to the first appearance, but in yellow, and it looks really effective. There's no arm printing this time, but the black arms do shine out too, and he's got an angrier face this time. Removing the hairpiece and spinning it around, you can see this time he's got a bit more of a stern face, but he's still using those yellow eyes. Next up we have Deadshot. This figure looks absolutely amazing with some printing on the legs and the torso and some incredible weapon printing on both of the arms there as well. The mask looks amazing. I think this is really well done, very comic accurate, and looks absolutely incredible. Obviously there's no alternate face print because it's just the exposed head, but there is some back printing which looks really good for his suit as well. And sticking with the theme of Task Force X, next up we have Katana. This minifigure came in the Killer Croc Sewer Smash set and looks amazing as well. She's got some dual molded legs here, the grey and red really stand out, and printing on the red arm here as well, which looks fantastic. Got a great face print as well, using that OG Nia hair there as well. No printing on the other arm, but there is some great printing on the back, making her feel a lot like a warrior. Flipping the hair around as well, you can also see the more angry face print as well. I think this minifigure does exactly what it needs to. Next we have Robin here. Presumably this is the Damian Wayne version, but this figure comes in quite a few sets. It's another one that I didn't have for some reason, so I thought it'd be best to pick up. He uses the short legs here and has a great torso design with the utility belt and the Robin logo in the corner. I love the green mask as well as the spiky hair, which looks great. He has this kind of feathered cape. And flipping that up, you can see a very basic print on the back that copies the design from the front. He also does have an angry expression as well, which I feel suits the Damian Wayne Robin a lot more than the happy-go-lucky one on the front. And before we take on the Batman Rogues Gallery, I thought it'd be fun to look at the Superman ones. Here we have Bizarro, this version being a Mighty Micros one. The whole reason I bought this is to try and turn that design into a more adult-like Bizarro. I think the face print is exceptional, especially for the kind of goofier Mighty Micros look. The backwards House of L symbol looks great along with the belt as well. He also uses the kind of bob cut hairpiece here and has a nice purple cape. Flipping that up, you have incredibly minimalistic printing there as well. I've just noticed there's some cracks on the arms here, so I will replace those. As with most Mighty Micros figures, there is no printing on the other side of the head, which is a shame, but we'll work with what we've got. If you'd like to see me turn this Bizarro into an actual full-size minifigure, let me know. Onto the Batman Rogues Gallery. Here we have the Penguin with his signature top hat and his belly. This is a more comical depiction of the character using the purple legs here and the oversized belly with the bow tie. I think this figure looks absolutely great. It's one of my favorite versions of the Penguin as well. I think the face print is also phenomenal with the monocle there too. Spinning it around, you can see there's just some basic suit printing on the back and obviously no alternate face expression, but this figure absolutely does what it needs to. Next up we have Magpie. She uses this awesome dress piece with some printing there that works its way up, has this phenomenal armor piece and some great printing on the face with some really striking makeup and the same hairpiece used for Killer Frost. We're going to spin this figure around just to take a look at the back. There are some studs there to attach things as well. And there is some printing underneath there, though it's just hard to see with the armor piece on. Removing that armor piece, you can see more of the design here, which does look absolutely fantastic. I do love the angry expression here as well. Spinning it around, you can see the back. This is very minimalistic on the back, but considering it's covered, it doesn't need to be much more. She also does have a nice alternate expression of her smirking. It's not my favourite, but it absolutely does the job. Next up we have Kite Man. Now this figure is missing the actual kite build itself, though I can't imagine it's too hard to recreate. He uses just standard dark green legs and has a very basic print on the torso and the helmet as well. Though I absolutely love it, it feels very comical, very cartoonish, and it looks great. Flipping that visor up, he's got a very happy face print as well. I'm going to spin this minifigure around. You can see the stud attachment on the back where his kite would be attached. There is not any printing here on the back besides that yellow belt, but considering it's mostly covered, I don't mind too much. He does have a very angry expression as well, which feels very goofy but on brand with the Lego Batman movie. Next up we have Mr. Freeze, and I absolutely love this version of the minifigure. He's got foot and leg printing, some great printing on the torso, this custom armor piece as well to allow the dome to sit on, and a great face print too. We're going to spin around to the back here, where he does have some back printing, though it is mostly covered by the armor. What we're going to do is remove the armor just to take a better look at what's underneath. So removing the armor, this is a better look at the torso with the power source in the center there. A very Eskimo inspired look, if I can get it to focus. There we go. And again, I think this figure just looks absolutely amazing. Spinning it around to the back, you can see more of that kind of mechanic design there too. This is one of my favourite versions of the character and one of my favourite Batman villains in general. It's nice to see when they're done justice. Finally, in this bundle, we have Calendar Man. This figure is so over the top, and I'm completely here for it. I think the calendar cape piece might be the most unique cape we've ever gotten. He's got dual molded legs, some great printing, a nice waistband with the numbers there on the torso, calendar printed onto the face, and a very unbothered expression as well. Now the cape is a little bit see-through, you can see the numbers on the back, but honestly I don't mind that at all. Holding that cape up so you can see a look at the back, you can see that waistband print round the back as well. That is pretty much the only printing other than a couple crease marks on the back there too. Now they didn't give Calendar Man an alternate expression, but I don't think they need to. I think this absolutely works for what it is. For the amount that I paid for these minifigures, I'm more than happy with the condition of them, the value of them, and how many of them there are as well. If you would like to see any individual reviews of any minifigures, please let me know. Next up we have two very small parcels, so we're just going to open both of them at the same time and take a look at what's in these ones. Across the two parcels we got 8 different DC minifigures. We're going to take a closer look at all 8 of them. Starting off first, we have the Barry Allen version of the Flash. He has no leg printing here, but he does have some great torso printing with the Flash symbol and some gold lightning sticking out. He uses the same mask piece that he's always used, which works really well. The printing does continue around the back as well. And he does have 2 alternate face prints to go under the mask. I wish the printing was a little bit stronger, but it's honestly not the worst. Next up we have Vacation Batman, and what a weird figure. I absolutely love it. I don't know why it exists, but it does. He comes with a bat rubber ducky and a new mask print with the goggles molded on as well. He has a great Batman shirt and some dual molded legs with the Batman logo there as well. Spinning it round, this is what the back of the design looks like, and he also does come with 2 of these orange flippers as well. Sadly there is no alternate face for this figure, but spinning it around you can see that this is one of the rare Batman figures that doesn't have that white band printed around because the goggles do cover the eye holes. Keeping with an aquatic theme, now we're going to take a look at Orca. This is another random weird minifigure that also looks absolutely fantastic. He's got some printing on the legs there and a very simple print on the torso. He uses the fins for arms, so he doesn't have any hand attachments. He can't carry any weapons or anything like that. Now he does have a giant molded shark helmet piece, if that's what you call it. We're just going to take that off to take a look at the face print underneath. And this is what the face looks like underneath. It's absolutely crazy that this was printed on an actual minifigure. Spinning it around to the back, there is no back printing and there is obviously no alternate face, as it would be covered by the shark. Next up we have March Harriet, who has some great printing on the side of the legs that wraps all the way around, a print design that goes all the way up the body, also some arm printing as well, which is a nice touch. She does as well come with the Tommy gun piece, which is a piece we haven't seen for a very long time, or before. In fact, I've never owned one, so that's quite a unique piece to have as well. Moving up a great face print, and a classic kind of bunny-eared helmet that you find a lot in the build of minifigures. The print on the back is very basic, but it absolutely does the job, though sadly there is no alternate face print for this minifigure. Next up we have the Eraser, who is dressed a lot like a pencil. This is another one of the more comical Batman characters, and I'm really thankful for the Lego Batman movie to give us such weird minifigures, because it really completes the rogues gallery here. So there's some printing on the feet and the legs that work its way up to the torso. There is some printing on the side of the arms and the legs as well, which is a nice touch. It's a very unique face piece there as well, using an all new mold there with an attachment on the top for the actual Eraser piece to fit on. Taking a quick look at the back, you can just see the basic print design on the back as well. It carries over and absolutely does its job well. And next up we have the Zodiac Master, and this figure looks absolutely great. Very simplistic printing, but does the job as well. He's got some black undergarments printed over the top of his outfit, and he is absolutely covered in the different zodiac symbols printed on his legs, torso, the side of the legs, and the arms as well as the back. He has a great face print too, looking really menacing and also a bit goofy and cartoonish at the same time. Who says a figure can't do more than one thing? Next up we have Dr. Phosphorus with his green flames. This figure looks absolutely identical. The printing is just amazing. I think this design works really well with the printing on the legs that wraps around the side so nicely you wouldn't even believe they're not dual molded. Some great arm printing as well for the skeleton, and this figure does glow in the dark as well, which is really freaking cool. Round the back of the body, that skeleton design does continue as well. This might be one of my favourite minifigures in the entire bundle. And finally for this lot we have Hugo Strange. This figure is very simple but effective, does exactly what it needs to, and looks great as well. He has some dual molded legs here with some very basic lab printing on there. It works its way up the torso, where he also does have an ID badge. He doesn't have any printing on the back or the arms, but he doesn't need it. He does, however, use the beard attachment piece here, which I think looks really nice. And he has a great face print with his signature glasses too. So I paid around $20 for these minifigures. I think they all look great. They're good quality with some great printing as well. This one right here is the final parcel, and it's just one minifigure, so we're going to open it up and take a look at what's inside. Inside we have the Lex Luthor poly bag. Now this was an exclusive gift with the LEGO DC Supervillains game. I think this minifigure looks great with some great detailing, and you got the Daily Planet and LexCorp in the background there. If you want me to open this up and review it, please let me know. So this is every single minifigure that we got in today's bundle. If you'd like me to do any reviews on any particular ones, please let me know which one you'd like in the comments down below. If you did enjoy, please make sure to like the video and check out my channel for a bunch of other cool videos.